Hi, welcome to the last video of part one core beliefs before we move into frameworks. This question is, what belief has set me apart from every other marketer that I know? This is something I've repeated a lot throughout these videos, and honestly, it's worth repeating again. All marketing works. I 100% believe that. The effectiveness or how well it works varies, but all marketing works. That is a belief that has set me apart from every other marketer out there. Another thing is probably my stubbornness when it comes to direct mail and email follow-up. That is not something that I see a lot of marketers out there talking about. Sure, they bring it up, like you should do a newsletter, but they don't understand the data like I do. They don't understand what it means to email every day. If you ask these other marketers who say that, oh, you should do email, ask them, should I do an email every day? And almost all of them will tell you no. And that's wrong. Just plain wrong. You should do an email every day. The more personal you can make that email, as in like, hey, I just want to share this, or I want to show that to you, or whatever. No fancy graphics. You can do like an HTML email if you want, or you just do a plain text with a link sometimes, or no link, and you just take 20 minutes to fire it off in the morning. That's not something a lot of people even talk about. They just don't. Most of the time when people talk about email, the most I've seen them say is 3 times a week. They're usually talking about newsletter-based emails, usually talking about fancy graphics and all this crap. It's a bunch of bull. It's a bunch of bull. Sure, you can have those, but it's a waste of time. How do I know it's a waste? When was the last time you remember one of those emails? I'm sure you get them because that's the primary thing that's being pushed out there. Do you remember what was in the last one? You probably don't. Even if it had really good content in it, you still don't remember. The ones you remember come to your inbox like it's a friend emailing you. That doesn't mean you're going to remember it for long, which is the beauty of email and why you can email them every day. But it's less intrusive to the person in their day. Since most people look at their email on their phones and stuff like that, when they click on your email, it doesn't take a second to load a bunch of shitty graphics that nobody cares about except for you. It's just the truth. If it just shows text, they'll probably actually read it. If there's a bunch of giant blocks in the way that they're waiting to load, they're going to ignore it. Or they'll be like, that's neat, I'll look later. Like, you don't need this fancy stuff. If you want to put an image or two in there, sure, put it down further, but don't make it the primary focus, which is what most people do. And how do I know it's why most people do? Look at all the email services out there. Every single one of them has some sort of builder where you can put in blocks and text, and their preferred format is HTML, and they have all these templates with all this crap all over it. Why is that the primary? Because that's what people are told to do. That's what a business owner doesn't know any better thinks they should do. They're like, oh, I need to have this fancy, obnoxious email that just sparkles when it shows up in their inbox because it makes that business owner feel good. Don't do that. Like, another belief that has set me apart from every other marketer that I know out there? Usually the best results you get are from doing stuff that you don't like. And I'm not saying like you don't want to do the work, which also is the case. I mean, you may not like the promo. You don't like this promo. You don't like the way this is positioned. You don't like the way this is set. That's fine. Do it anyway. Get the data. You are not the customer. It does not matter whether you like it or not. What matters is, does your customer like it? And I hate to break this to you. You are not the customer. Even if you were the customer, you aren't anymore. You do not know what they'll like. You do not know what messaging they'll like. I remember seeing these commercials, the hair club for men. Yeah, well, too late for me, but I remember them because at the end of them, you'd have the guy and he was like, I'm, Mr. Phillips, and I'm not only the CEO, I'm also a customer. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, okay, that's great. You have no idea if the message, if you insisted on having this message, if that's going to work, even if you're a customer. Why? Because it's your product. You know how it works. You know the effectiveness. You're currently taking it. You probably have hair versus the people who don't and are trying to consider if they should take the risk on yours or not. You being also a customer of your own product is not that big of a surprise. Most business owners come up with their ideas or their offers because they themselves like it. They like the product, they filled some hole in the gap with their own knowledge, and they're trying to share that. It is not surprising that you are also a customer of your own product. It's not exactly always the case, but it's also completely irrelevant because you are at the end result. And somebody who's not even close to that thinks differently, sees messages differently, and understands your marketing message differently. You cannot promote to people based on what you like and you think will work. Let the data show it. And if the data shows that they like this, nobody cares if you really don't like it. This is where one of my favorite phrases that I like to say comes from, which is, do it anyway. You can go cry about it and dry your tears with all the $100 bills you're going to make, but just do it. Anyway, that's the last thing I have to say for my core beliefs. Thank you so much for watching these videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.